Hi and welcome to the Grayscale Draw YouTube channel. Okay, so let's start. In the previous drawing I created the perspective and the rough line, and now I'll draw the clean line, some small details and textures, mostly wood textures. In the beginning I'll start with the chair in the foreground, basically just tracing the rough line layer, jumping quickly to a flip-flop, a hanger and to the hat, trying to avoid tangents between the chair and the door frame, adding some shadows to the flip-flops and adding also some textures to appear more fluffier. Continuing with the cabinet with drawers, adding some shadows and some small details like open drawers with things coming out of them. It's a back and forth process, jumping from a thing to another, defining the contour of the boots, drawing the shadows and scratches on the chair. Further, I continue with the firewood grid, adding the firewood, drawing the tree bark. I finished the door details. I move my attention to the stuff, drawing all the details, doors, hinges. The main door is open. I let it like that to see the fireplace. On top you can find the saucepan. I was applying dirt texture to almost all the elements, trying to make them appear older. My grandparents used to own and use things that were very old but still very good to be used. They hardly throw anything away. They were following the wabi-sabi lifestyle without even knowing it. The only time there was garbage was when we, from the city, went to visit and took various things in plastic packages that could not even be thrown in the stuff. Adding a shelf with drawers and 3 plates. Also a shelf with a bottle on top. On the bottom I hung a spoon, a fork and other wooden mixing utensils. Next, I was drawing the contour of the main beam, the secondary beam and the ceiling planks, nails, adding some wood texture on the main beam. I finished drawing the pans. I moved to the decorative plate with its piece of cloth. Continuing with the main beam, adding the wood texture, fibers and knots. I did the same with the secondary beams. On the secondary beams, on 2 of them, I applied a wooden stick as a support for a face towel. Detailing the crucifix. I hammered some nails into the main beam from which I hung various objects, a ladle and the oil lamp. After this I moved to the pantry. Redraw all the elements, but more accurate and detailed. Then it was time to detail the frames. Then back to ceiling, where I just finished adding all the wooden planks and texture alongside them, adding a few more knots and fibers. The bed, only tracing the previous layer. The small wooden chair. The carpets, where I just added a few wrinkles just to bring a little bit more realism. Tracing the floor planks. A chest, adding to it some metal details, hinges and locks. The bench with some decorative carved details. On the foreground I put a table. I put on tables a cloth, adding some wrinkles to it, a wooden cutting board with half bread on top and 2 cloves of garlic. A basket of potatoes made of straws, the candle, the mirror, the pincushion where I put a few needles, another decorative plate with its cloth, next to the candle I added a book, a Bible to be more specific. Under the mirror and the pincushion I detailed the clock. I continue with the curtain. I downsized the bowl. Back to the window where I was adding the frames, hinges and latches. For the whole process I used only a single brush, a custom brush that I created to simulate a pencil, the traditional pencil. In the next video I'll cover the grayscale values of the painting. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Goodbye.